Hello and welcome to the Start TV Newsroom broadcasting from our studios in Serekunda. I'm Seydou Kamara and thanks for joining us. First with our headlines. Gambia Armed Forces host decoration ceremony. 22 soldiers promoted to various ranks. Creating mental health awareness among media personnel. Day-long event focusing on pressing issues concludes with renewed commitment. Fostering community well-being, Talinding North receives 40 food container from Councillor Mansali. Strengthening community safety through self-defense, Buala Karate Club holds its annual dojo. On international news, Brazil assumes G20 presidency, pledges actions on hunger, climate change and global governance reform. Intuitive machines, audacious spacecraft successfully lands on lunar South Pole. Those were the headlines and now the news in detail. Many thanks for joining us and now the news in detail. On Friday, the Gambia Armed Forces held a ceremony at its training school in Fajara to decorate 22 newly promoted army personnel to various ranks. Awasane has the details.
This event marked a significant milestone in the lives and careers of these junior and senior non-commissioned officers who have worked diligently over the years to achieve this recognition. During the ceremony, Captain Seku Jajo of the Gambia Armed Forces speaks on the essence of promotions in all aspects of life. He encouraged the promoted soldiers not to only give their best in their duties, but also to fulfill their responsibilities as protectors of their colleagues, families, society, and the country as a whole.
Institution is indispensable, for it makes the employees in an organization feel cared for both their worth and hard work, recognized, and military is no exception. Today's event is a clear indication of reward for your selfless sacrifice, commitment, and dedication to duties. The long walks along the Salaji Brikama Highway through Jamanjeli and also the Tintimba Kamfenda route under very unfavorable weather conditions and sleeping in the trenches halfway full of water in the rainy seasons have definitely paid off.
Lieutenant Colonel Seni Bayo, the commandant of the Gambia Armed Forces Training School, highlighted the benefits of the training school in shaping its members. He acknowledged the challenges faced in instructing, drawing from his 9 years of experience as an instructor, but emphasized the dedication, discipline, sacrifice, and commitment are essential in overcoming these challenges.
Responsibility in any institution is to create an environment where you educate, develop, and reward initiatives, hard work for your subordinates. And there is no other place in the army better than the Gambia Armed Forces Training School, where it is highly welcome. As the only training institution, Gambia Armed Forces Training School do not only train, but it goes beyond limit to all educate and develop its staff, members of the armed forces, to become invaluable assets to the force in execution of their constitutional mandate.
The 22 soldiers were promoted to various ranks, including 4 lance corporals, 6 corporals, 3 sergeants, and 9 staff sergeants. Staff Sergeant Ansumana Baji, speaking on behalf of the newly decorated personnel, expressed gratitude for the honor and pledged to work diligently alongside his colleagues to meet the expectations placed upon them.
On behalf of my colleagues, I hereby assure you that we are very much aware of the tasks and responsibilities this promotion comes along with, and we will neither relent nor fall short in doing what is required in the accomplishment of the assigned duties to all at all times. Sir, at this juncture, please allow me to send our special appreciation and thanks to Gambia Armed Forces High Command for the continuous support and effort in creating an environment for this.
The ceremony was a reflection of the dedication and commitment of the Gambia Armed Forces personnel as they continue to serve and protect their nation. Awasani for Star TV News.
In a powerful display of unity and commitment to raising awareness about mental health, media personnel from various outlets recently gathered at the CIAM Conference Hall in Kanifing for a day-long event focusing on this pressing issue. The event aimed to equip journalists with the knowledge, tools, and sensitivity required to report on mental health effectively. Star TV Maikor attended the awareness forum and he prepared this report.
Mental health is the state of well-being of the mind in which a person is capable of functioning at a satisfactory level of emotional, physiological, and behavioral adjustment, personally and in society. Organized by the Mental Health Unit at the Ministry of Health under the theme Empowering Minds, the forum sought to break the silence surrounding mental health and dispel the stigma associated with it. Experts shared insights, stories, and tips conveying the importance of addressing mental health with empathy and understanding. Mental health nurse at the Kanifing General Hospital, Amadou D. Jallo, thanked the media for honoring the invitation to attend the day-long media training on mental health reporting.
The country is challenged with, and then the mental health program itself also has a role, because it is a mental health program. Is not only talking about psychiatric condition, but of course addiction. And we know like drugs usage is one of the risk factors of you having psychiatric conditions. So this is why it's a burden on all of us, especially the mental health program unit here. So on that note, I thank you once again for coming or gracing this opportunity, or honoring the invitations. Because as I said earlier, we count on you to teach the public or convey the message that is given.
As journalists has played a vital role in eliminating the misconceptions surrounding mental health by providing accurate information, dispelling myths, and addressing concerns. Engaging journalists on the issue is seen to be quite apt and vital. Program Manager National Mental Health, Ms. Mam Jara Marega, said that the media is the voice of the voiceless, which include those mentally challenged.
I call you guys our colleagues in the fight against reducing the burden of mental health conditions or problems in the country. You, the media personnel, you are the voice of the voiceless. And this includes people living mental health conditions. We are their carers. We understand their emotions. We understand their perceptions. And this makes us colleagues in helping them. And then again, we are all in this challenging, but yet it's fulfilling journey. Now, mental health conditions are everywhere. The burden is across all countries in the globe. And it's a basic human right. It's one of the essential basic human rights. And regardless of age, gender, socioeconomic status, religious affiliations.
Matron at Tanka Tanka, Mr. Bakari Kamara, outlines that mental health is a multi-sectoral approach where the media has a role to play.
Because I don't write any speech. So don't wait for that. What we are here for is to help ourselves, equip ourselves with the knowledge and skills that is required to do ABC in our own news, whatever, media outlets. And I'm very happy that our team is here. Whenever I see them around me, I'm very happy. The mental health team is vibrant. They are doing their best. But why are we calling you? Why? Please, that message is very clear. Why are we holding this meeting? I am sure a lot will be discussed later. But the world is what we call in a transformative mood for mental health.
As journalists can influence public opinion, shape policy frameworks, and ultimately improve the lives of those suffering from mental health issues, they were taking through on strategies to interviewing individuals with mental health challenges sensitively. The day-long awareness forum on mental health and subsequent reporting by media personnel at the CIM Conference Hall in Kanifing serve as a powerful catalyst for change. Reporting for Star TV News, I am Baikor.
The Councillor of Talinding North, Babukan Mansali, has made a significant contribution to his community on Thursday evening by handing over a 40-foot container filled with various items, which includes hospital beds, chairs, face masks and sports equipment, all aimed at improving the well-being of the residents. The event also witnessed the inauguration of the ward's new office. Harijaju reports.
The equipment presented by Councillor Mansali includes 6 hospital beds, surgical gowns, 20,000 face masks, 150 chairs and table, and sports equipment. The donation was part of the Councillor's ongoing efforts to enhance the lives of the people in Talending and its general developmental needs. The Ward Development Committee chairperson, Musali, revealed that the foundation behind the donation was supported by a Gambian based in Spain, Francisco, and his Spanish friends. He expressed gratitude for the support and how it came about and the impact it would have on the community.
He went
to some schools within the community and saw that they don't have proper chairs and tables for the students that are not standard for the children to learn effectively. He then also decided to expand this gesture to the health sector as well.
Speaking at the presentation, Councillor Babkar Mansali thanked the foundation for their support and emphasized the importance of collaboration in advancing the health and education sectors. He also acknowledged the government's role in facilitating the clearance of the container at the ports, not also forgetting his community members' continuous support that drives him to do more.
These are great achievement for me, being a representative of my people, voting into office. These are some of the things that are expected from us as councillors. We know that council cannot do it all, even the central government cannot do it all. So this is part of our mandate to look for friends, to look for NGO partners that would help us to make our job easier. That's why today you see the event, how it is went, and then everything went fine, and this is what we were expecting, and alhamdulillah, everything went like we wanted. And then in few months, we are also expecting another 2 to 3 container for the people of Talinding.
Deputy Mayor of the Kanifing Municipal Council, Binta Jane Jallo, praised and thanked Councillor Babkar Mansali for his dedication to serving the community. She underlined the need for elected officials to work for the best interests of the people. If you are voted into office, it is your responsibility to work in the best interest of those people, and Babkar Mansali is doing exact that, and it's the reason he was given the second term in office. Many Ward Development Committee is the entry point for any development.
Because
Beneficiaries of the donation, Paul B.I. and Babkar Baji, expressed their gratitude to the foundation and the councillor for their continued efforts in improving the community.
Fonse Duala Farek Bademo Alma Alejo, because the law school Nkumboda Numbakele Nkatalo more than 100 plus students Gamusodonu, but because na roofing a problem na tablo fana a problem also. But badema mu mole demi anko amukasi always akata ranu le ka jube mune molla badadati anada na school do ay na badadaje ay mol promise na la sonda be demaro diala and be ngajele demaro fele anada.
The event was attended by National Assembly members, councillors, community members, school children, and well-wishers among others. The donation and inauguration of the new office mark a significant step towards the development and well-being of the Talending North community. For Star TV News, I am Hadijaju.
Now moving on to other news. The Buala Karate Club has recently held its annual dojo celebration. The event is meant to strengthen the community's safety through self-defense. Baiko reports.
Founded in February 2003, the Buala Karate Club has emerged as Gambia's largest and most influential karate club, contributing significantly to its development. Over the years, the club has played a pivotal role in shaping the karate landscape training numerous individuals who have proudly represented the Gambia in various international competitions. The annual dojo celebration has grown into the most significant karate event in the Gambia, serving as a commemoration of the club's founding achievement and growth experience. Black belt holder at the Buala Karate Club, Fode Jawara, shed more light on the program.
Okay, this program is all about showing our talents to the general public. That we normally do this every year. It's a celebration which a club did every year. So it's an annual celebration together with a competition. So eventually we normally do competition before the celebration. That we have a 2 days competition that we share among the students. They compete. From there,
a student of the Buala Karate Club, Hadika, outlined some of the benefits gained in terms of support.
Master Buala Karate Club over these years has benefited immensely from Abu Bakr Muhammad Kaba, son of Master Muhammad Kaba. He supports the club financially when they need arrows, and not forgotten our students who are in diasporas as well. The club began on the 16th February 2003 under the stewardship of Master Al-Husseini Tarawale. He has been and continues to provide the club with selfless service. Many of Master Al-Husseini students has graduated with honor. He is an agile.
Modern karate is primarily a striking art that uses punches and kicks, as traditional karate employs throwing and joint locking techniques. Chairman of the National Sports Council, Lamin S. Jawara, alluded that Sports Council aims to diversify sports in the country.
The rest assured that the National Sports Council is advocating for an all-inclusive sport in the Gambia, and we want to diversify sports. And these are the kind of sports that we want to encourage. There are other sports, they are naturally popular. But martial arts, sports like karate, needs to be encouraged, and I want to advise you to go beyond whatever you can do within Busumbala. Because these are the youths, the talents that we have seen here today being demonstrated has indicated that Gambia has talents. It's just a matter of tapping the talents and making the best use of them.
The annual occasion was graced by high dignitaries, National Assembly members and councillors, among others, as it also witnessed the presentation of certificates and awards to deserving individuals. Meanwhile, karate is facilitated by discipline and persistent effort required in training. In karate, dojo karate is characterized by powerful liner techniques and deep strong stances, which also stand as a way of life that goes well beyond the self-defense application. Reporting for Star TV News, I am Baikor.
From that story, let's now take a look at some international news. The G20 presidency of Brazil is focused on tackling hunger, climate change, and reforming global governance while promoting peace building. The country has set a roadmap in Rio for the November summit, where leaders will discuss solutions to these pressing issues. Brazil's commitment to addressing these challenges is crucial in the global effort to create a sustainable future for all. Al Jazeera's Teresa Bo reports.
Brazil is the president of the G20 this year and received foreign ministers from member states in its own style. But the South American giant has other plans for the group that represents the world's leading economies. Brazil wants to fight hunger and climate change and reform global governance to give developing nations a bigger say.
Everyone agrees that the main multilateral organizations, such as the World Trade Organization, the World Bank, the International Monetary Fund and others, must all be reformed to adapt to the challenges of the current world.
But it's not just the conflict in Ukraine, but also Gaza, that caught most of the attention here. The comments made by President Lula da Silva comparing Israel's war on Gaza to the Holocaust stirred a diplomatic firestorm here. In the center of Rio de Janeiro, many took to the streets to show their support for the Palestinian people.
Brazil says the United Nations Security Council has failed to solve conflicts around the world, including Ukraine and Gaza. And that's why they believe that reforming the United Nations is crucial. They also want to increase peace-building mechanisms to help save innocent lives.
Secretary of State Antony Blinken met with President Lula da Silva and said the United States supports Brazil's calls to expand the UN Security Council and reform other organizations. He also highlighted the need for more humanitarian aid in Gaza.
We are working this quite literally every single day through our own envoy for assistance, Ambassador David Satterfield and his team, through the work that I and many others in the government are doing, engaging with the different institutions of the United Nations, engaging with the Israeli government, with the Egyptians, with the Jordanians. The bottom line is this, though. We need more aid to get in, through more places, to reach more people.
The G20 meeting in Rio is a roadmap ahead of the Heads of State Summit in November. Brazil is hoping this will be the first step towards changing an international system that has failed to find the solutions the world desperately needs. Teresa Bo, Al Jazeera, Rio de Janeiro.
U.S. space exploration has taken a significant step forward as the intuitive machine Audacious spacecraft successfully landed on the south pole of the moon. The spacecraft carried important equipment that will be used to establish a permanent lunar base. This achievement marks a significant milestone in the U.S. plan to return to the moon. Al Jazeera's Colin Baker reports.
Cheers of relief from a control room in Texas after Intuitive Machines, a private company, successfully landed a new spacecraft near the moon's south pole. After 2 hours of tense uncertainty and a nail-biting long-distance software update, the landing cemented the return of the United States to the lunar surface, over 50 years since the Apollo missions ended.
Today, for the first time in more than a half-century, the U.S. has returned to the moon.
A modern moon rush is on. Just over the past year, India and Japan have both landed probes on the moon. China has had rovers there for over a decade. But Odysseus is the first privately built craft to make it there. It may look like a moon mission, but it's really a delivery service.
That is where NASA pays a company to take our equipment, our science to the moon, down all the way down to the surface and get our data back. But this is the company's mission. They go off and make their lander, they buy a rocket, they design their mission, they get all their communications set up. We are just a paying cargo customer, really, just as if we were shipping a parcel to somebody's house.
It can carry about 100 kilograms of material and provide 600 watts of power to the devices it brings. On board are the first tools to settle a planetoid, a moon GPS station, reflectors for future moon navigation, and moon fuel gauges because it's hard to keep track in low gravity. It also brings other items from paying customers, a flying selfie cube to film the landing, a textile from a clothing company to learn how to keep things warm in space, and a sculpture by the artist Jeff Koons. For 7 days, Odysseus will send data back to Earth that will pave the way for the moon rush that's coming.
There's so much more that we have to learn about the moon, everything from how it formed to the technologies needed to have people survive on the surface of the moon. So there's so much science and technology that we still have left to learn at the moon.
NASA's goal is to establish a permanent lunar base for human voyagers and eventually a launching point for Mars. But the U.S. is also hoping to start a space-based economy in which companies compete to be part of the journey. The government-funded Apollo missions were worth about 2% of the country's GDP at the time. Half a century later, Odysseus cost just $100 million, a high-risk investment that seems to have stuck its landing. Colin Baker, Al Jazeera.
Before we end the news, a quick recap of our headlines. Gambia Armed Forces host decoration ceremony. 22 soldiers promoted to various ranks. Creating mental health awareness among media personnel. Day-long event focusing on pressing issues concludes with renewed commitment. Fostering community well-being, Talinding North receives 40-foot container from Councilor Mansali. Strengthening community safety through self-defense. Buala Karate Club holds its annual dojo. On international news, Brazil assumes G20 presidency, pledges actions on hunger, climate change, and global governance reform. Intuitive machines, audacious spacecraft successfully lands on lunar South Pole. That's all we have for you in this edition of the news. Do join us tomorrow for more news. In the meantime, do enjoy the rest of our programs. Thanks for watching.